Good evening. Aha. I started like this. Good evening, everyone. So I don't have a lot of time today because I need to travel to another city in like few minutes. Well, not few minutes, sorry, but 1 hour. But I can stream a bit. So I would like to check if we can upgrade to the version 4.24.1 of Unreal Engine. And why I want to do that? Well, because they did a hot fix. Well, this was already at the end of last year, but they did a hot fix. Seems that they didn't release any new hot fix, so seems that the engine is going okay and is working fine. So for this reason, I think we should try to upgrade. Now, I don't think I need to create a new mission for this because the mission should be fairly easy, I think. And wow, there was someone connected and just ran away. I think it was my good evening that really scared him. Okay, nice. Okay, no problem. No problem. So here we are. So the important point is that we need to compile the new version. So these are the commands needed. Actually, during the night, I have executed already those commands. So, but basically, also we need to update this page in case it goes well. But basically, the commands that you find here on the wiki, on our wiki, if you search PS Wiki, you will find it. Hello, people. So is git fetch, which is basically taking all the repositories and all the updates and all the tags. So it's updating your git to the latest in terms of possibilities, not in terms of files. And then, I mean, if you really have some mess in your git, you can just do a reset, and then you can get the tag list. Actually, you have different way to get the tag list. I found this one, which is also pretty cool, which is a command that allows you to list all the tags. Hopefully it should work. Here it is, and it starts from the newest one. As you can see, the release. So the release that they did a 4.24.1 minus release, right? 2019 11. So yeah, and so I did this, and is now done. So what we need to do now is to compile our plane shift. So I will close the editor. I think what I will do, I will just delete intermediate. I think I can delete the whole intermediate, because I don't want to have the situation where we have like a mix of all the new, which happened to me already, and in that case is not going very well. So let me just update. Let me go to Twitch 1 second and update Twitch TV /plane shift. I don't know why it's asking me to accept the privacy, but okay, I'm on the other screen now. Don't worry, I will be with you in a second. And we just update the streaming information to 172. 172, right? We are 172, right? 172. Update to 4.24.1. Okay, I'm not sure if it will go well. Okay, because sometimes it happened to me that I did the update, but then something was not working, and so I had to roll back to the previous version, right? Okay, so we deleted everything, and now we are generating the Visual Studio project files. Hopefully this will not, because sometimes they are changing the build syntax, that there are these target.cs, build.cs, whatever. So these are the files where you are defining which kind of plugins you are using, so it seems that it went smooth this time. So it's regenerated the files, looks like. So if you regenerated it, then I think we can open back our Visual Studio. By the way, I did a check on which version of Visual Studio you need to use, and it seems that 2017 is still the main version, which is nice. So we don't have to change the Visual Studio version, because that is a bit of a headache. It happened a few times in the past, and it's always a problem to change it. Consider that our team is also made of people that are not really programmers, because they have other skills, like they are artists, or they are people that are writing the background of the game, and rules people and such, right? So when I ask them to recompile, no, it's not the nicest thing I can ask them to do, right? So that is why we are trying to keep, up to date to the new versions only kind of rarely. So only sometimes, one times a year or something like that. But now I've seen there are some new updates and such. So okay, so I loaded back my. By the way, here is where we were yesterday, I guess, right? When we were working on this escape thingy, which we still have to think about. So now the project is fully clean. My engine is here, my PS Unreal is here. So I go in the bug game editor Win64, which is the one that I use, and I just do a build. And now this is already pointing to the new version, because I only have one version of Unreal running. So we will see if the compilation goes well or not. So while the compilation is going on, maybe we can check, the news about 423 and 424, because I think we didn't check it, right? So I think if we go under announcements and we search the 423 release, I think we can see the what's new and all the major features. So these are the features that on 423 and 424 we didn't use yet and we didn't check yet. So I think it's a good time now, while we are waiting the compilation. Hopefully the compilation will start. Yeah, it's starting. It will take a bit, so we have a bit of time. To do a full compilation may take, I don't know, half an hour at least, I think. So, meanwhile, hello people. Hi. So let's check what is new, and let's try to understand if there is something that we want to use. Okay. So 423, this was released, let's say mid 19, right? Mid 2019. So it's saying, thanks to our next gen virtual production tools and asset runtime tracing, film and TV potential is transformed. Wow. Now you can achieve final shots live on set with LED walls, power and display, real world props, your environment, cast reflection. We also added VR scouting tools and also live link. Unreal Engine lets you build realistic worlds without bounds. So this is exactly what we need, in terms of having more and more, large worlds, which is one of the fears. Hello Maui, hello Tua, hello Jian. What if failed? Fuck, it failed. It failed. Why it failed? Warning, blah blah blah, log compile. An explicit category specifier is required for any property exposed to the editor or blueprint in an engine module. Okay. So, it doesn't like my edit anywhere. Probably because it's only edit anywhere, and I think he wants also something like blueprint read and write. We can search it, but I'm pretty sure is asking for like blueprint read and write or something like that. blueprint type, blueprint read only. It seems he wants some kind of due to the hot reload. Do we have a hot reload here? No. What does it mean? An explicit category specified is required for any property exposed to the editor or blueprints. I think he's pretty sure what I'm telling you. I think he needs. Why this one is only edit anywhere and is not like all the others that we have? This one is in game event. We have a game. Why we expose this one, by the way? I have no idea. I think it was more of a test than anything else. But I don't even know why we are exposing this. But let's check our PS character, right? Like in PS character, if I search U property, for example, U property replicated. I only have replicated using, replicated using, and then I have this edit anywhere. You know, boys, that I have no idea why I have exposed this one. Like if I'm using PS events from the editor, I don't think so. I think this is kind of a leftover from the past. I only have some replicated and replicated using. Or they removed this edit anywhere, maybe it doesn't exist anymore. Let's try to put it as blueprint read and write. I think that will do it. That is my feeling, boys, that it just needs, you know, something like that. Let's see. Category, I mean, you mean the... No, because in all the others I don't have it. But maybe we'll complain about all the others. You mean the category of the like this one? Category equal character? But also on properties? Holy moly! They made it mandatory? Maybe they made it mandatory. It could be. There is the category just to find it in the... Just to find it in... I mean, I can add it to... I can add it. It will be a bit annoying because it's everywhere in the code. I mean, I don't know how many I have, but I have quite a number of view properties. Yeah, he's still complaining about this one, which is the first one. So this makes no difference. I think it's this category thingy. So we call this PS events. Oh my god, I have to do it everywhere. This would be insane. No, there are not too many. It would be like, I think all the methods, I have it because I think it was mandatory for methods in 422. By the way, Gian, on which version are you working on in your project? Are you always staying up to date or you are upgrading only when needed? Because we are thinking to, I mean, what I'm doing, I'm upgrading. You are on mobile? Okay. Yeah, he said, I think it's this category thing, could be. Let's see if it goes past that error or not. An explicit category, yeah, is that one, because that one was fixed. So here we have event manager. So event manager, I think we can still go to we can still use PS events. I think PS events is a good one, you know. And I think we can just search it because it will be on all the documents. So everywhere we have a U property without a category, it will complain like this. So this one here, we are inside APS character. So I think this one can be PS character. Right? So all the one in PS character, we will flag it as PS character. So this is PS character, this is PS character, It is PS character. I think it's a good idea that they made it mandatory, by the way, because I think it makes sense. You know, that is mandatory. Why not? I think it's a good indication. So let me just add it to. Here we are still on PS character, so I will set all of that to PS character, PS character, PS character. Okay. Let me compile. I don't think there are too many anyway. Maybe 10, 20, 30 maximum, but there are a lot of methods, but you are using 424.1 as well. A couple of days ago, you did the upgrade. Okay, very nice. By the way, you never told me for which company you were working on. You were working for. You told me it's a kind of a commercial stuff, right? So it's not like me that I do it as a hobby, but you are doing it for real or for unreal. So you add category to everything? Yeah, it could be. Yeah, but it's good. I think I'm fine. Okay, there are still more errors going on though. Log compile. Okay. E-weather does not have a zero entry. There is a problem when a enum is initializing by default. Holy shit. This can be a problem though. He wants a zero entry in the enumeration. The problem is that my enumerations are, well, I can put a zero entry and put like default, but this means that our weather system will not be initialized. I mean, I want, let me check what the internet is saying about this one. Default value 0 is not part of enum. Yeah. Enum should have 0 value. Label video 0. So enumeration is basically forcing me to have 0 value for enumeration, which I can add, there's no problem. We're just trying to understand what is kind of the best practice. You see, like this guy has no, this thing is unreadable. We can add it. I'm just thinking, should I move, should I move my 1 to become a 0? My 1 to become a 0 and then 1, 2, 4, 8, 16? Or should I add a 0 which is something else? Oh, it's an indie project. Okay. Okay. Nice. Because I don't think that this is mapping anywhere in the database. So if I change the value, I think it's not really making a mess. The problem is where this is used. Maybe in the UI we have some functionality which is reading these values and is showing maybe a UI to change, maybe we even have this value somehow are coded, so yeah, I think I should add a new one. I think I will add a none, like a none value, and I will say this one is value none or not valid or something, like not initialized, like none. I think I will do something like this, otherwise I fear I may mess up something in the UI. Player mode, also this one is a problem because all these one are properly mapped, so I will add also a none here, I think. And we have combat result, and also I will add a none value. Yeah, let's try like this. I don't like this too much, but like why cannot initialize to one of those like number one? Hmm. Hmm. Because I think when you are creating objects in real by default is the same way when he's asking you to create like an empty constructor, right? So you want to have a simple way to create an object without any values. So like when you're creating it from blueprints or from any visual application, he doesn't know what value to put, and so he wants to be able to put a value. But you see that the engine is evolving a lot because okay, it's 1 year. Okay, so it's 1 year ago. Our previous version was 1 year ago, but still, the engine is really evolving in terms of checks, in terms of um, so now we got another problem, which is saying property as a category set, because now we put the category. So property as a category set, but is not exposed to the editor or blueprints with edit anywhere, blueprint read writable, visible anywhere, visible read only, blah 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 blah. Okay, so it's basically saying that you need to have at least one of these values in the property. Okay, I understand. So we need to know if this value we want to read and write or only read from the editor. Actually, I think I can set read and write on everything. Yes, I think I don't have a problem in setting read and write in all of those, because anyway, what does it, I mean, I will manage them manually, so I think we can do this. So let's add read and write to all of those. I don't know if you make it not read and write but only read, what happens in the editor, like where is blocking you from. I put it after the replication because I think I want to see the replication, first. I think it's a very important information. And okay, let's see, maybe there are more. I hope it was like so if it's in the project, you don't need another programmer for high, right? Pity. I hope you were like the project director of a very large new game coming out at EA or at any other large firms, and you could just hire me. No, I'm joking, but actually I would be very interested in working for the gaming industry. The problem is that I'm not young anymore, and I guess that the gaming industry really wants to have young people with low salary and a lot of energy to work for them. I may have the energy, but the rest is not compliant. So, unknown function specifier blueprint read write. What do you mean? Because I put it on a function. Okay, that's my bad. I copy it and I put it on a function. Actually, should only go on U properties. Hello, people. Hey, we're upgrading to 424. We are upgrading from 424 to 424, starting from 422, and we are encountering some small bumps, but for now everything seems to be pretty much okay. We didn't get any errors on the build system, so the build system for now looks okay. We got some errors on properties. Ouch, this could be worse. Unsigned int is not supported by blueprint. Okay. Boys, it was supported like one version ago, but okay, they probably simplified it somehow. So they don't like my unsigned int. Now, I don't think I really need, this thing to be unsigned. We were a bit paranoid in the previous game, the previous version of the game, on saving memory, on saving and performances and such. So sometimes we were setting, unsigned or size T or whatever other types, you know, only for performances. Does this mean when he has the replication tag only, he will not complain? Only if something is positive, right? Yeah, it means that. Sorry, maybe the stream is a bit delayed, so you are hearing my voice a bit delayed, but and I'm reading your comments delayed. But yeah, it means that if you only have replicated, like I had some new properties that were only replicated and then category something, he also wants to know if is exposed to the blueprint. So by default, he's not exposing it to blueprints, but he wants you to tell him. So if he's read and write, if he's only read, or whatever else, right? So you have to specify it. It seems he's compiling. So I think he skipped. I think he went through all the basic checks, and he's now compiling, which is nice. So maybe we can go back. I will keep an eye on it, but let's go back to the 423 release notes, and then we will read the 424 release notes. And sometimes I'm just checking that it's compiling. Okay. So he was saying, lets you build a realistic world without bounds, fracture, shatter, and demolish. This would be very nice. This we have seen it already, but I think they made it a bit simpler. And also, I think we had an example of that already working with, I think it was called the Chaos Engine or something like that, for fracturing and shattering objects. Optimize the system, provide new tool, add new features. This release include 192 improvements submitted by the incredible community of Unreal Engine developers. And there is the list. I want to be on this list one day, but okay. So major features. Chaos Destruction. Okay, yes, this was the one I was mentioning. I think I've seen this already. It is basically showing the destruction engine. Into a robo-ready research lab and stolen top-secret military hardware. A recall agent has been dispatched. Okay, Agent 38. You see here the pillars, how they are broken. By the way, it's very nice. They have the inside of the pillar made of metal, and then one stays and the rest is getting fractured and destroyed with particles and pieces that are falling down. I think we should look at this like in slow motion, like 0.25. Let me try 0.25. Boom, 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 boom. I want to see when things break. Yeah, the audio is a bit annoying at 0.25, I understand. Boom. Yeah, look at that. Wow, that's a very nice, very, very nice debris. Wow, that's insane, bro. That's very nice. Very nice. Okay, we have seen it in slow motion. I think we can go back to the normal speed. Boom, 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 boom. Is this real time? Okay. It's all real time, huh? Holy moly. Wow. Okay, we got the idea. Let me just check if my compile give an error or is still running. What do you mean succeeded? You already finished? I cannot believe you already finished. Seriously, you already finished? You succeeded? I was like thinking it would take like 1 hour. No, 1 hour no, but I don't know, 15 minutes at least. Did he really do it? I'm surprised. Intermediate. How big is intermediate? 1.2 gigabyte. Seems extremely small. Let me launch it. Why only 1.6? 1 point something giga? Seems small. Hello, Phoenix. We are looking at upgrading our system to 424. I was trying also to read the news, but I think we need to read them much quicker because the compilation went well. So let's go quick. Geometry collection. These are the new type of asset for Unreal destructible objects. Okay, they can be built for one or more static mesh, including those gathered in the blueprints, blah blah blah, etc. So you can, okay, so you basically build two assets, and one is the one that is fractured. Fracturing. When you have geometry collection, you can break it in pieces. Very nice. Clustering. Very nice. Connection graph. Wow. So this is where the lightweight connectivity map, different partner destruction simulator. Wow. So you can build basically a network of pieces that are breaking. So that one, brings the other piece. So if one breaks, the next to it. Okay. The PTM tool plugin was designed for build in 422. Boys, I don't know. I don't need it anymore. Do I need a PTM tool? I don't remember even what is it. What is the PTM tool? I remember the PTM tool. I think was the one that we were using for. I installed it just as a test. It was a property. It was something to copy properties massively. PTM tool. So it still has it as a property transfer. Yeah, I remember this thing. No, I don't need it. I would say no. I don't need it anymore. Yeah, anyway, it's starting, boys. The editor is starting. Okay, we'll probably recompile some shaders. Let's see if it stops at 45 or no. Stopping at 39 now. Okay, while it's going, let's go quick through the other changes. Okay, we understood this thing. Then there is new real-time ray tracing improvement, which is beta. Performance and stability, expanded support from DirectX 12, additional geometry and material support, multi-bounce reflection fallback. Very nice. New virtual texturing. With this release, virtual texturing beta supports an ability to create and use large texture for a lower and more constant memory footprint and runtime. Okay, so there is a way to use larger textures. Then the texture decides which MIP level for the texture based on the object visibility. That's interesting. I don't know if we should watch the video, but I think the squares on the ground is probably the dimension of the texture. Yeah, you see they are bigger in the distance, and when you go closer, they multiply. Yeah, so it's a way to stream in more texture. Then Unreal Insight. Unreal Insight enable developer to collect and analyze data about Unreal Engine behavior in uniform fashion. This is pretty cool. So this is another way to collect performance information. Then HoloLens native support, virtual production pipeline improvements, remote control and display world blend of curved surfaces, Niagara improvement. This one, I think we need integration with chaos physics. We want to use the particle engine as much as we can. There's so much stuff, boys. It's insane. New platform extension, new skin weight profile, new animation streaming, dynamic animation graphs, open sound. Open sound plugin provide a native implementation of open sound control standard. Okay. Wavetable synthesis plugin. CVS to SVG tool. Sequencer. View modes. Multiple framing. Okay, so there is a lot of improvement here in the way you edit curves and sequence the usability, data validation, multi-user editing improvement. So you can edit multi-user editing significantly improved with the goal of making it better fit the real-world production use cases. I think they had this idea that multiple people can edit the same blueprint, you know. I don't know exactly how it works, but it looks interesting. Okay, there are still like 20 pages of this, so I don't think we can go through that. I think it will take me like forever to go through this, but let's just skim through it. Non-destructive landscape editing. Landscape height map and paint layer can now be edited with non-destructive layers. We can have multiple layers. All this stuff we need to learn somehow because it will be good to do the landscape in the best possible way. Yeah, you can buy the RTX 2080. Yeah, why not? We will have super realistic rendering. I don't know if we will. Remember that we are still an MMO, so these guys are all these improvements, are very nice for single player games or maybe when you have, cinematics and things like that. So we cannot use all of this because if we use all of this, the game will run super slow. But maybe we can use them at a lower resolution. Let me see if the editor started. The editor is stuck at 39%, so I think it's probably the new percentage for compiling shaders, right? It could be. Let me check my CPU. Yeah, all the CPU is at 100%, so it's definitely doing something. So I think we can just wait. Pre-skin local bound materials, storing custom primitive data, material shading. This is all on materials. I'm not a real expert on materials, so I don't know. Render dependencies, composure, Python. Platform upgrades. And then there is the release notes. Okay, the release notes is all the crash fixes, so we don't need to read all of this, right? Oh my god, this list, boys. But yeah, I think we checked the most relevant one. So let's go to 424 while we are waiting for right. Let's go on 424, which is the one that we have. Wow, this hair looks insane. As you may have heard, with this release, we are retiring Unreal Studio and folding all its features into Unreal Engine for free. Yeah. Remember they created this Unreal Studio as a production tool for companies, like for commercial companies, so that was a way like with Datasmith and all of that to import data automatically from like 3D Studio, Max, and all of that. Maya, etc. But so we will provide you build the most realistic world tools, more productive than ever. Blah blah blah. Okay, let's see the major features. How many new improvements? 98 new improvements submitted by the community. Very cool. It was 192 in the previous one, but anyway. Major features: landscape non-destructive editing. This one was already in 423, for what I understand. And let's watch the video. What is this guy doing? Can I go full screen? No. Okay, I cannot. I'm sorry. But it's basically using height maps. So it's editing height maps on the fly. Okay, fine. Landscape edit. Landscape blueprint brushes. Landscape blueprint brush enable you to create and manipulate arbitrary terrain regions using shapes. Okay, so you use it. You create a shape like a triangle, and then I think it could be pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if it's super needed, but yeah, like here's a triangle, and then he's shaping the landscape in that triangle thing. Okay. Landmass plugin experimental. It's still loading. Now it's at 45. Our Unreal Editor is now at 45. The landmass plugin will provide an example of using the landscape blueprint brushes. Okay. New physically based sky atmosphere component. That could be useful to us. because I think the better we have the atmosphere and the nicer it looks to the players. Simplified sun and sky workflow. That could also be good. The new sun sky actor enables you to set a physically modeled sky, driver placement based, blah blah blah. New sky atmosphere component, geographically accurate sun position, standard outdoor lighting. Seems there is a lot related to creating realistic skies, which is nice. New screen space global illumination. We have the support to dynamic global illumination with screen space global illumination. It's a screen space effect which comes with all the normal limitations such an effect, but scalable across console and desktop platforms. Offers a dynamic GI solution. Okay. Click to play the animation. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Enable it by using blah blah blah. Okay. Live universal scene descriptor stage. Beta. You can now work with a universal scene descriptor stage, live in real level. Datasmith and Unreal Studio for everyone. Oops. Okay, the editor started, boys. We will see if our game still works. No, wait. Let it give him a few minutes because he still needs to compile all the shaders. So you see this 4430 and mesh distances and everything. So it will take him a bit to actually execute that. Datasmith and Studio for everyone. So we have Datasmith, which is a way to import massively 3DX, Cinema 4D. I don't think we need this because we are basically converting everything to Blender. We had some files in 3ds Max, but now we don't have them anymore. The new atmosphere, I think, is heavy. Okay. You think it's too much for an MMO, huh? Variant manager. Let's do a different version of a scene. Static mesh editing. Oh, this is pretty cool. So you can edit meshes now inside the editor. Are you real? Modifying static geometry. You may sometimes find small problems in your geometry with static meshes. Extra triangles, they are unexpectedly facing the wrong direction. Okay, so it allows you to do some small adjustments. That's not bad. Mesh editing. Yeah, there is a mesh editing. Now, the problem is that we are then like branching compared to the original sources, which I don't know if I really like, but if it's kind of small stuff, you know, mesh editing, edit mode. So you see the different triangles. You can select some of them. You can delete, flip, assign material, unify normals. Okay, and smoothing groups. Okay, so it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, it can be useful. I don't know if I want to really diverge from the original asset, but I think it's cool. Selecting faces to let me see if we finished. We are at 2000 shader missing. Let's let it go. Selecting faces to okay, here explaining you how to select and how to not select. Okay, who cares? Jacketing. What is jacketing? Tools for culling fully occluded actors and mesh geometry on the level. Okay. The ability to create new EUV projection in static mesh editor. The collaboration viewer template. Multi-user design review. Very nice. They probably figured out that no one was, say, using it separately from the basic tool. Visual data preparation. Yeah, you have better Datasmith import process. I don't think we need this, but new project creation workflow improvement. Okay, the dialog creating project being completely redesigned, incorporating with the style window. Pretty nice. So games, films, television, architecture, automotive. Nice. New hair and fur rendering and simulation, experimental. Realistic hair and fur rendering simulation using. I don't know if we can really use this, but maybe we can use it only for the current player if you want to. I don't know. Maybe only your player and no one else will look better than everyone else. But I don't think we can use this in MMO. If you have like 200 people on screen and you need to have like this kind of level of air is insane. Maybe in the cutscenes or whatever, and if you have a cinematic scene somewhere in the game, we can upgrade to this kind of features. And display setup improvement. It's now easier to create immersive experience, synchronize displaying your Unreal Engine content on multiple devices. Okay. Ray tracing improvements. Did we finish the calculation? Yeah, we finished the calculation. Okay, now, so seems that our editor is up and running. Let me just open up the most complex blueprint that we have, which is... Why this thing is here? I don't remember. Was that here? Okay, let me open up our PlaneShift player controller. And let me open up our PS character blueprint. Okay, it takes a bit to open. So we can go back here. So ray tracing improvement we have seen, first class, runtime virtual texture update. That is for Fortnite. We continue to make real-time visualization more efficient and stable. Yeah, because actually in Fortnite, they have pretty big landscapes like this one, right? I mean, it's not infinite, but it's still pretty big. The map is very big. So new material types, base color normal, roughness, specular, word height. Very nice. So there are more texture types, more runtime texture types. All of this we need to understand one day, but initial blending. Let me go back here. Okay, our player controller is actually loaded up. Let me see if I compile it. If it gives any errors. It's still compiling shaders, by the way. No, it compiled fine. Okay, let me open up our PS character blueprint and see if it compiled. There are some warnings, but there were 2 warnings already. Yeah, the same 2 warnings. Now, so it seems everything is running okay. Okay, let me see if we start the game, if everything is running. So if I launch the database first, because I need my database to be up, and then I launch the server and the client. Let me see what happens, okay? Still compiling shaders, but 100 shaders left. Okay, while this is starting, let me see this. Initial blending beta. What is this? The PM tool, you want to load it? No. This PM tool, we have to remove it. It's complaining that something is not built. I think we need just the editor DLL. He's asking to compile the editor DLL. So I didn't see this. What? Inertial blending. Do you understand what is happening here? It's so minimal. I don't know. Yeah. So the hand was going down. A bit better. But anyway. Okay, fine. So initial blending is a high-performance alternative to traditional animation crossfading that produce natural transition as post-process. When initial blending is activated, source pose is no longer evaluated, but comes additional blending evaluated source entirely. So it's basically a way to blend poses in a more efficient way. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. New animation blueprint linking. This one we may like and we may want. An extension to the sub anim instances system, because we used this, the child animation blueprint, right? We used it recently. An extension to the sub animation instance system, animation blueprint linking enables dynamic switching of subsection of an animation graph and can result in significant memory saving, as the main animation blueprint will no longer load animation assets that are in use. I think I want to link these two articles to one guy, if they could make their links working properly. The first link is broken. Let me link these two thingies to Zwei. I don't know if Zwei is here. We recently added the child animation blueprints because we decided to merge all our skeletons into one skeleton, which was a bit of a scary thing at the beginning, but at the end we did it. So on 4.24, check this out. I'm not sure if we need, but the names are cool. So I'm just linking these two articles this way, so you can maybe read them out, and maybe you can sort out how to use this. I will read them as well, but just not now. Okay, let me see if our server started. Our client is kind of starting. It seems to go extremely slow, but I think the reason is that it's still compiling some stuff. It's still, caching and compiling. The server didn't go up, probably because I stopped it. So let's launch the server as well. And yeah, it's compiling shaders, still compiling shaders. It's compiling a lot of stuff, so let's let it go. It's the first run, so the first run we should expect this. So blueprint linking, we can watch the video if we understand it, but I don't think we will understand it without really reading everything. Is the guy speaking? No. Yeah. Oh my god, this PTM tool, how do I remove it? Don't load this PTM tool. I have to remove this PTM tool somehow. Okay, then what else? Control rig tracking sequencer, audio mixer enabled, audio stream caching, audio mixer modulation, sound cue templates, variant manager improvements. There is some, boys. In editor UI improvement. Okay, so you can have UV management in the editor. Datasmith, more Datasmith stuff for Alias, 3ds Max, SketchUp, Revit. More importers, more performance improvement to this. Build agent, managing agent, the build family support. Okay. Auto SDK. What is this? The Auto SDK system enables you to distribute by configuring them on the engine on demand. Okay. Extended editor UI layouts. Unreal Editor now supports creating workflow-specific UI layouts designed to increase usability and efficiency. Okay, so you can basically customize your own editor. So if you decide that you prefer it one way, you see, load sequencer. Well, that's pretty cool anyway. So you can save some, yeah, that's pretty cool. You can configure your layouts. Nice. Auto instancing on mobile. Steam socket, so there is a better way to go to connect and integrate with Steam. Network engine test suite, DTCL support. Niagara editor system overview. What is this? The system overview panel gives a high overview of the system or emitter being edited. So they improve the way they visualize, your particle systems. That's good. Collaboration view template improvements. Pixel streaming. There is so much. Each of these functions may take like 1 week to master or so. So, is it lagging? I don't know if it's lagging. I can check if I open YouTube and see and look at myself. Yeah, I think it is lagging. It happened already in the past. Yes, it's lagging for me. I think we had this in the past already. Yeah, it's lagging a lot. It's lagging a lot. I think you are behind at least. You are behind a few minutes now. It happened to me already. Let me try to check the restream people. If they can check the quality of the stream now. Yeah. Is it started lagging now or? Can you go to the Twitch one and say go to the Twitch one, okay? Twitch one will be okay. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's lag on my side. Okay, so you can basically. No, it's lagging on Twitch as well. Ouch. Ouch. It seems that yeah, still twitching. Be my sorry, it can be my connection. It could be my